Climbing the spiritual ladder, one reaches a state where there is no difference between knowledge and worldview. For at a higher level, the seeker knows that both are one and both are the soul. Namaskar, friends. Now we are acquainted with the importance of knowledge to move ahead to knowing who we really are. In this episode, we will see that our teacher emphasizes why the knowledge we gain has to be right in order to keep ourselves on the right path. Because we see around us that almost everyone is following some path or the other. However, in today's scenario, we also notice that most people do not use their rationale and tend to choose the easy way out and follow what the masses are following. This term is called bhed chal or mob mentality. However, the text we are studying at present teaches us the most rational way to know that abstract entity because of which this universe can be observed and to whom the journey of seeking the truth belongs. That entity, as we all know, commonly known as the soul. Let us take an example that indicates the difference between right and wrong knowledge. Most of the teachers convey that either they can show the right path or some higher deity has to be pleased and revered to achieve spiritual wisdom. Whereas our teacher conveys that one is naturally equipped with the right knowledge, one only needs to peel off the layers of ignorance to access that. Not only that, but Acharya Kund also clarifies that no other person, deity or teacher can do this for one. Hence, we notice that the teachings of Samay Sar prepare one to strive and not to sit idle, waiting for someone else to find knowledge on one's behalf. The teacher says each seeker of reality should aim to attain the right knowledge and worldview. The seeker must also know there is no difference between the two, as these are self only, and only for practical purposes we differentiate between the two. Let us simplify this saying through an example. When we say a person is intelligent, wise, and humble, we know that these traits do not exist independently from that person. In the same way, knowledge and worldview cannot exist separately from the soul. It is only for practical reasons we have to segregate them. However, this sutra also indicates that only a conscious entity can know and perceive. Since we have started these talks, most of you must be pondering why much emphasis has been put on the importance of knowledge. Today, let us discuss this in detail. In India, we often hear the word Sarvagya, which translates as omniscient. The Merriam-Webster online dictionary defines omniscient as having infinite awareness, understanding, and insight. However, in the Jain tradition of India, it has been described as a state that knows the entire universe with all its dimensions, with all the contexts and perspectives, with all the substances that create the visible and abstract universe without any attachment or aversion, without any difference of the past, present, and future, means everything that there is all at once. It is like a mirror reflecting the object kept in front of it because it is the nature of the mirror. Not only that, the beauty of pursuing the path of knowledge is that each individual soul can achieve it. This is the right knowledge that goes along with the right perception, or we may call it right worldview. Let us take another query that arises in every mind during studying this text, which is, If we can only know the self through realization, and as we all know, realization cannot be put into words by any means, then why are we striving to study such a difficult text? Well, there can be two answers to this query. One, there used to be a time when whatever was being taught by the teachers used to be believed by the followers. As till a certain time in history, the teachers were actually awakened. However, as time changed, in many cases, the teacher's intellect decreased, and this belief of the followers started to be misused, which led to the distorted impression of religious studies, as we all know. Secondly, perhaps our teacher would have sensed while writing this text 2000 years ago that the future generations will seek logic in every teaching. Hence, in the best possible way, he described the nature of the self in 415 complex verses originally written in the Prakrit language. Interestingly, his teachings were hidden from the masses for 1,000 years. It was only in the 10th century that Acharya Amrit Chandra worked on this text and wrote detailed commentaries on the same. Since then, Samay Sar or soul science has transformed countless lives and has helped many to proceed on the path of spiritual enlightenment. Well, let us now pause from these heavy technicalities about knowledge, close our eyes, and ponder over the following. I am able to find the right path for myself, as knowledge is my innate nature. Every teacher or guru can only be an instrument in introducing me to my real essence. I am an individual, spiritual being on my own journey to evolve. I aim to be that mirror which does not get indulged in anything but only reflects. Whenever you are ready, open your eyes. In the end, let us have a quick recap of today's talk in 5 key takeaways. 1. Only a conscious entity, no matter how underdeveloped or feeble it is, can know and perceive. For example, even a unicellular being like amoeba knows how to change its path when it senses the upcoming danger. 2. At a higher spiritual level, we know that in reality, knowledge and perception are one and they are the soul. 3. The right knowledge conveys that any other substance, be it a person or a situation, can only be an instrument for one to either get back on the right path or deviate from the same. 4. In the context of sharing the attributes of knowledge and worldview, all souls are equal as well as different in terms of their location on the evolutionary ladder. And 5. We must aim to gain as much knowledge as we can. The knowledge can be accessed from within and without. On this note, I take your leave, friends. Have a great week ahead. Take care and goodbye.